Hi friends, let's learn something about the D-dimer test, which is basically advisable for the COVID patients who are at the severe stage of their diseases. I, Sapita Shinde, presenting my presentation on this. What is D-dimer and what we will gonna cover in this lecture series. The D-dimer, what is D-dimer? What is its mechanism? What is its normal range? When it is advised? Who needs to do? Its role in COVID-19 severity, its price in the government hospital, and what treatment is given for it. Basically, the D-dimer is a degradation product of cross-linked fibrin and reflects blood clot formation. Whenever there is some damage, जब भी हमारे blood vessels में कोई damage होता है या फिर हमको कोई भी injury होती है तो वहाँ पे ब्लड क्लॉट का फॉर्मेशन होता है. मतलब ब्लड क्लॉट का फॉर्मेशन जैसे एंटीकोएगुलेंट फैक्टर्स वहाँ पे आके एक्यूमुलेट होना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. उसमें से एक एग्जांपल है फिब्रिनोजन प्लेटिलेट्स, जो कि हमारे जहाँ पे भी वेसल्स में ब्लड क्लॉट हुआ है वहाँ पे आके एक्यूमुलेट होते हैं और वहाँ पे जो इंजरी पे ब्लड क्लॉट का फॉर्मेशन करते हैं, जिससे उसके बाद वो रिपेयर करके वहाँ पे नॉर्मल ब्लड फ्लो स्टार्ट हो सके. तो वैसी जो प्रोडक्ट है हमारा फिब्रिनोजन है. फिब्रिनोजन जो कि ई सेंट्रल एटम से 2 डी डाइमर बना के फॉर्मेशन करता है. ये जो फिब्रिनोजन होता है वो एसेंशियल होता है हमारे ब्लड क्लॉट के फॉर्मेशन के लिए. यहाँ पे एक एंजाइम आता है जिसको बोलते हैं थ्रोम्बिन. जो थ्रोम्बिन होता है वो एक एंजाइम है, वो हमारे ब्लड प्लाज्मा में प्रेजेंट होता है, जो कि क्लॉटिंग के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है और इस फिब्रिनोजन को कन्वर्ट कर देता है फिब्रिन मैश लाइक स्ट्रक्चर में. ये जो फिब्रिन मैश लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है वो स्टेबलाइज होता है बाय द फैक्टर 13 और ये मैश लाइक स्ट्रक्चर को ये क्या बना देता है, एक क्रॉस लिंक्ड फिब्रिन मैश लाइक स्ट्रक्चर का फॉर्मेशन करता है, जो कि ये यहाँ पे नेटवर्क लाइक स्ट्रक्चर का फॉर्मेशन हुआ है. ये नॉर्मल प्रोसेस हमारे ब्लड वेसल्स में हमारे डेली लाइफ में होता रहता है. इस प्रोसेस को बोलते हैं होम्योस्टैसिस. अब जब इसका ब्रेकडाउन होता है तो इसका ब्रेकडाउन किया जाता है बाय द एंजाइम प्लाज्मिन. प्लाज्मिन जो कि एक नॉन स्पेसिफिक प्रोटीएज है जो कि प्रेजेंट होता है हमारे ह्यूमन सीरम में और जो कि रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है फॉर द डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ वेराइटी ऑफ प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन्स. और ये जब डिग्रेड करता है तो ये फॉर्म करता है अदर एफडीपीज विच इज़ अ फिब्रिन डिग्रेडेशन प्रोडक्ट्स और किसका फॉर्मेशन करता है, डी डाइमर का फॉर्मेशन. ये डी डाइमर का फॉर्मेशन जो हमारे बॉडी में नॉर्मली होता है, लेकिन अगर ये सर्टेन लेवल तक हो तो दिस इज नोन एज होम्योस्टैसिस. बट अगर इसी डी डाइमर का लेवल अगर ज़्यादा हो जाता है हमारी बॉडी में देन इट कॉज. So what is the range of D-dimer in our body? The normal range of D-dimer in our body is 500 nanogram per ml or 0.5 mg per ml. So if the range of D-dimer in our blood is less than 0.5, then it is the normal range. But if it is less than 1, it is mild. If it is more than 1, then it is moderate to severe. Also, in case of COVID patients, when there is apoptosis occur of endothelial lining in alveoli, which is in the lungs, helps in the filtration of gases, it increases the D-dimer level and other inflammatory reactions such as cytokines. So if its level increases, the increase in D-dimer level, if it is more than 1 microgram per ml, it leads to the poor prognosis in COVID-19 patients. It means the level of severity is more in those and it is not a good indication. So now let's learn that when the D-dimer test is advised. It is also advised in certain other conditions as well, such as deep vein thrombosis. What is deep vein thrombosis? It is a serious condition that occurs when a blood clot formation occurs in a vein. जब blood clot formation हो जाता है vein में, हमारे पैर के किसी थाई या फिर lower leg region में जब खून का थक्का का फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है तो उसे बोलते हैं deep vein thrombosis. This conditions may be D-dimer is advisable test to know how much the blood clot formation has occurred in the vein region. Secondly, in the pulmonary embolism, it is a condition when there is a blockage in the pulmonary arteries of lungs और यहाँ पे ब्लड में यहाँ पे ब्लड क्लॉट का फॉर्मेशन हो जाता है. Thirdly, when there is abnormal blood clotting in some other regions of our body. Fourthly, when there is a pneumonic patient is suffering from pneumonia, have a severe viral infection, or it is also used as a cancer. In certain cancer, it is also used as a tumor marker or in the brain stroke conditions. Lastly, in case of COVID-19, when it is advisable, when there is certain rapid drop in the blood pressure in patient, also when there is a drop in oxygen level like less than 90 or 93. There is a respiratory distress, cough, continuous chest pain is occurring, seen in the patients, or a rapid increase in the. So what is the method of detection? How could you detect the D-dimer levels? So there are usually three methods which are used. Firstly, the whole blood agglutination assay. Second is the ELISA, and third is the lattice agglutination assay. So here the monoclonal antibodies are used, which is a bispecific antibody. It can binds with the RBC as well as the D-dimer level, which is usually increased. So if there is no agglutination occurs, that means there is a no increase in the D-dimer level. But if there is a agglutination occurs, then there is an increase in the D-dimer level in patient. Secondly, with the ELISA, where the antibodies plated in the plate, ELISA plate, then the patient sample, and then the secondary antibody. Thirdly, with the lattice agglutination assay, in which the beads are coated with the monoclonal antibody, and then patient sample, and then it forms agglutination. So from here, with the help of fluorochrome or the spectrophotometry, we can detect the amount of D-dimer present in patients, and we can know the severity of the disease. So now, what is the price of for D-dimer test in the government or certain private hospitals? So with the help of D-dimer and certain other tests, it is detected. So D-dimer test is basically 500, and certain other interleukin 6, it cost 1000, and other tests also, which we will be dealing on other lectures. Lastly, what could be the possible treatment to treat the D-dimer if it is in the patients? So the anticoagulant is given to patients such as heparin, which is if there is a higher elevation, so there is a 3 microgram per ml, it is given to patients, which I have taken from paper. Secondly, statin is also given in the patients who have the antithrombotic, or there is a reduction of several thrombotic markers to reduce those thrombotic markers. Thank you.